We trying to soften the blow. Oh, man. Oh, no. No.
You are
That's
listening
great.
to the B.I.G. Show with your hosts, Calvin and Garland. The B.I.G. Show is a weekly breakdown of the sports world from a fan's perspective. Here are your hosts, Calvin and Garland.
It is the big show.
What up, everybody? What up?
And we're here, holiday. We didn't even take a Christmas break for y'all. We
I
still
know,
rolling
ain't
through
that
the
something? We
holiday
working like we
season.
getting a check from this.
Exactly. Rolling through the holiday season and everything. I'm Calvin. That's my guy, Garland. We are live on YouTube right now. You can see us on all the podcast platforms when I drop the episode. And if you have Spotify, you'll get to see our beautiful faces. What's going on, Garland?
Merry New Year. We're coming down to the end of 2025. You know, it's been a journey to say the least. 2025 has been a journey. And I can't complain, man. You know, just I need to familiarize myself with vegetables again, like lettuce and tomato and all those fruit like grapes and strawberry, because all I've been eating is cookies and cake and sweet stuff, and my diet is all out of whack. I drinking eggnog, drinking this, drinking that. Yeah, boy. I'm gonna need a little fast to start off 2026 because I'm a little backed up from all this Christmas fun. Because starting December, right after Thanksgiving, man, it's just you in food land. It's Christmas party after Christmas party after Christmas party. Then your family thing, you got dinner and all that stuff. We had Christmas breakfast here, so we had a big old shindig, waffles and chicken and grits and salmon and shrimp, all this stuff, man, juice, all that. Yeah, so I'm glad I ain't diabetic, but I do need to get familiar with salad dressing, with a salad again, and so we'll see how. It's funny. I took a salad for lunch today, but I didn't eat it. So, what about yourself, bro?
Hey, man, it's funny you said that because where you need to familiarize yourself with vegetables, I need to unfamiliarize myself with sugar because the wife already said, hey, starting January 1, this house is a no sugar household. We are at
What?
least doing that for a month. Yeah, man. No, let me just say it like the no added sugar, no things with high sugar
Yeah,
content in it. You know, we
sure.
cutting back on the sugar. And I also need to familiarize myself with the balanced meal because I want a steak sub. Now, matter of fact, I discovered Cooper Sharp cheese because I'm usually with American cheese or
Right. Oh
provolone
no,
or
you need that Cooper Sharp, baby.
man. I
Yeah.
discovered that Cooper Sharp. I was like, my
Yeah.
life has been a lie. American cheese is not it.
And people down here talking about, oh, Baltimore got the best cheesesteaks.
Well,
Knows that Cooper Sharp
we
up in Philly that make that in the bread as well.
yeah,
But
we do have the best subs. I'm
all
sorry.
right, we're gonna have
I'm
a fight.
sorry.
But
I'm
anyway, nonetheless,
sorry.
subs. Are you talking about a cheesesteak? It's a
Well, that's true
different
because
thing.
we call it subs,
We
and
call them
I
subs.
saw an argument on that. Actually, yesterday, girl was like, Philly is the original cheesesteak, and
Yeah.
I don't know why y'all think Baltimore cheesesteaks are better. And we was like, well, I ain't comment, but people was like, well, first of all, we don't even call them Baltimore cheesesteaks. We call them steak subs or cheesesteak subs. They were like, y'all just eating hoagies, and like, it's not
Yeah,
even
they
an
call it. Yeah,
argument.
it's a different
We
thing
we
for
make
them.
it we make it for our liking and it's good down here. Y'all
Yeah.
don't do a whole lot of the mayo and the
Yeah,
lettuce
it's
and the
just straight
tomato.
meat,
Yeah, they don't do a whole
cheese.
lot of that.
You might get a little ketchup on it, but yeah,
Yeah,
see, we putting lettuce, ketchup, salt, pepper, ketchup, lettuce,
exactly.
onions.
And because they
I
use
ain't doing
cheese
all of that.
whiz, they need to just And they be like, well, we all don't use cheese whiz,
Yeah,
but
they all don't use cheese
just
whiz.
because it's a staple up there, y'all need to just remove yourselves from the
They don't
conversation
all
anyway,
use
because it's
cheese
not a
whiz.
contest.
But have you been to Cheesesteak and Company? We having a Fat Boy conversation right now, y'all.
I haven't, but I've been planning to go. But there's a
Yeah.
few I want to stop by before I get there, and I stopped by the Franks, Franks on Bel Air Road. That
Okay,
they've
yeah, yeah,
been.
yeah.
I
They
stopped
said
by
the
there, and
price
that's where I
went up.
discovered the Cooper shop. Ugh,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was like,
You
oof.
got to go to Cheesesteak and Company. I've been, and yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I hear it's good. I hear it's good.
Oh yeah.
I hear it's
Oh
good.
yeah. Real
I
good.
just don't get out. I don't get out Elkridge too much. It would
Yeah,
have
you
to
know
be
what
a
I'm saying?
special trip for me to get
I
out
was
there.
going past there when I was teaching at Jessup, going out to JCI. But it's, by the time I'm getting out of class, I'm ready to go home. It's like 8 o'clock. I'm like, I can't put no, I'm old, y'all. I can't put no cheesesteak on my stomach that late because I'm gonna be up all night. So I
By the
passed a
way,
couple times. Yeah.
in the same area, Route One, there's a gas station.
Hmm.
I believe it's an Exxon. It might be a Shell. They have a Mexican place inside of the gas
Yeah, yeah,
station.
it's a show. I know exactly where it is. Yeah.
About five, no, actually, we've been married going on 9 years. So about 12 years ago, I took her there, and I didn't know it was in a gas station because we had both needed some. Never tried fish tacos, so I took the wife there, or the girlfriend at the time, and we was like a gas station, and we ate them damn. They didn't even speak no English. I had to get the child
You
that
had
was
to get
running
the
the
child to take
register
your
to
order.
translate. Yeah, she took the order. They made some fish tacos. We
Right.
sat there and ate them inside the gas station. Sat there and ate them. Best goddamn fish tacos I've
Wow.
still have ever had. They moved across the driveway to another building, but now
Hmm.
they're back over there, and it's a little fancier. They got a little more things on the menu, but it's still barely speaking English, and the food is excellent. So if anybody ever get a chance to go out there, the food is amazing. In a
I
gas
s-
station.
I stay away from there. All right. So let's protect our peoples. Stop. Don't laugh.
Mm, you
All
got
right,
me
get
killed.
yourself. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, man, I wrote the Ravens off, but they didn't write back. Last week, I pronounced that the Baltimore Ravens 2025 season was over. But Calvin, they said, you geeking. We ain't done, dummy. With their backs against the wall, the Ravens made sure they wouldn't underutilize Derrick Henry again. The five-time Pro Bowl running back responded by delivering one of the greatest performances of his brilliant career to keep the Ravens' playoff hopes alive with a 41-27 domination of the Packers in Lambeau Field last Saturday. There was even a sighting, Calvin, of John Harbaugh holding a play call sheet during the game. Did you see that? I
I
ain't never
did.
seen John Harbaugh with a play call sheet during any game.
I'm a
That man
defend
trying to
Harbaugh.
keep his job.
I'm a defend Harbaugh. I believe I have seen him with a play sheet, either in his pocket, maybe once or twice. I'm gonna defend him on that one. I'm gonna defend him on that one. I don't think it was out of the question. Now for the optics of it, and after what he said in the press conference that happened last week, he needed to have that thing forefront and center and be listening in and be like, okay, yeah, we can do that.
Boy, he was looking like Andy Reid out there with a whole big folder. So I ain't never seen John Harbaugh with no play sheet. Boy had two folders out there just looking at it. He probably didn't even know what he was looking at. He was looking at it though. Man, on offense, King Henry, he rushed for a season high 216 yards, the most ever by a visiting player at Lambeau Field, and he matched a career high with 4 touchdown runs. He had touchdown runs in the first half, 3, and he scored again on a 25-yard run with 156 left in the game. His 7th career 200-yard rushing performance moved him ahead of Adrian Peterson and O.J. Simpson for the most in NFL history. he increased his career rushing total to 12,892 yards to overtake Tony Dorsett, who was a beast back in the day, for 10th place on the all-time list. Henry now has 122 career touchdown runs to leapfrog Peterson and move into fourth place overall. And also Snoop Huntley, he had a decent game. That's your boy, Pro Bowl MVP Snoop Huntley. He was 16 for 20 for 107 yards, and he had one touchdown pass to Zay Flowers. And so, what did you think about the offensive plan? I mean, it was pretty basic. We knew coming into this game they're going to run until they couldn't run anymore, and maybe throw a couple little 5 yards outs, little slants, nothing big. They were not going to go over the Packers' head, but they came out committed to the run and they did it. What were your thoughts about the offense?
Yeah, man. They the one thing I noticed, and I think anybody that watches the Raven had this same fear, especially when they got in the red zone. Don't get cute.
Right,
Just keep doing what you're doing.
right.
Even if it don't work, keep doing it. When they were down at the goal line, I was like, just run it 4 times. If it don't work, it don't work. But don't get cute. Don't try to get cute. You are winning the battle on the line with the offense right now. You're not only are you winning, you're dominating. You can throw something in here every now and then, which they did. They catered the offense to Snoop. And that's the one thing that, if you notice, when Lamar's playing, the offense is kind of let Lamar do what he does, where this offense was for Snoop Huntley. Like if you gave that type of offense to Lamar, I think he would blow it out too. I think he would do exceptionally well because he has that extra element where he can throw it downfield. Snoop stayed within his range. Snoop also saw when he saw that lane open, he took off. I mean, it was
Yes.
just it was literally what we've been asking for all season long. Don't get cute. Do I don't think they did anything that was out of the ordinary. There was a
Yeah, they
couple
didn't run
plays that
that
were
sweep, that Zay
no.
sweep. They
Even
didn't do
even
that.
when the one time Derrick Henry lost yards, they didn't panic. That's
Right.
another thing they like to do. They like to panic, and
Right.
they didn't panic. I mean, they actually look like an extremely cohesive unit. Which again, I got to give Tyler Huntley a lot of credit because I was not a fan, but this boy has been playing with some confidence. He knows how to run the offense when it's catered to him. You can't be mad at him. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
he threw a couple balls that probably should have been picked off, but you got to expect that because that's the reason why he's a backup. You got to expect that sometimes. But he
Yeah.
played extremely well. And Derrick Henry, you mentioned in Derrick Henry in the name breaking records in names with Hall of Famers, except for Adrian Peterson, which is an issue of Hall of Famers. You have to run Derrick Henry. I'm not going to talk about the New England game because I kind of think
Yeah,
Harbaugh
we
got
gotta let it
saved.
go. We gotta let it go.
Harbaugh got saved
We
on
gotta
that
let it go.
because we do get to play
But
a
I
meaningful
will
game
say
next
this:
week.
although they committed to the run, to me, it really makes what happened the week before look doubly worse.
Yes, absolutely.
Because if you had committed the week before, you probably would have had the same result, but you did not commit to it, and thus you lost. I agree with you about Snoop. Snoop really used his legs when the pass was not there. He took off. I was surprised they did not put a spy on him in the second
Exactly.
half because he broke them a couple times with first down runs when he really needed to get it. And I think that
And
was
did he get
the
sacked?
game.
Did they,
Uh, I don't think they
did,
sacked him.
I don't think the Ravens gave up any sacks.
Yeah, I don't think they sacked him. And so I think to me that was the most impressive thing was that he did not make dumb throws. He did not try to force a throw, and if a throw wasn't there, he took what he got. And so if he could get a couple yards with his legs, he went ahead and got a couple yards with his
Mhm.
legs. He hit the tight ends. He hit Likely, he hit Kolar, he hit Mark Andrews when he needed to. He got the ball to Zay. That was a great
Mm-hmm.
touchdown. For a minute, I thought Zay had fumbled it out of bounds because Mr. Zigzag's fumble away.
Zigzag
Zigzag,
fumbles.
zigzag fumbles. I thought he, had fumbled it out of bounds for a minute. But wide receivers. But I think offensively, this might have been their best game this season in terms of and maybe I think sometimes, and I heard this, that there is some truth to the thing that Monken, he calls a game. He tries to get everybody the ball instead of let's just feed one person. Let's just feed Henry. And I agree with you. Sometimes they depend on Lamar a little bit too much. They're asking Lamar to turn chicken shit into chicken salad a lot of times. And I think they get over dependent on that because he's the man. Sometimes he just pulls things out and he keeps plays alive.
Mm-hmm.
But not having that there, they really, really, really had to depend on Henry. And he was running hard. I mean, the stiff arm was crazy, but I mean, he was putting his head down, taking on tacklers and, moving the power back.
He was on a mission. It looked like he had something to prove to his own
Yes.
team.
Yes.
It was great. And they Keaton Mitchell came in when he was supposed to and
Right.
produced, and they ran plays that they were supposed to run for Keaton. They tried to throw a couple up the middle for Keaton, but they noticed that wasn't working because Keaton ain't a 200 something pound 6-footer. So they started running Keaton to the
Right.
outside, which worked well. But here's the thing that really impressed me about the play calling. On 3rd and 2, there was no such thing as a rotation. 3rd and
Right.
short, they had Derrick Henry back in there
Yeah.
like we've been asking all season. It's 3rd and 2. Your guy's running. Why do you have someone other than Derrick Henry in there?
They
3rd
played
and
that. Let's
long,
stop
I
taking
get it.
turns. They stopped it.
Exactly.
They stopped the
They
Pee
even had
Wee.
Derrick in
Everybody
on 3rd
gets
and
it.
medium.
Yeah,
They had
stopped
him in on 3rd and mediums. I was the play calling was top notch.
Yeah, they
And
stopped the Pop Warner rotation. Everybody gets to play. Everybody
yes,
gets a chance to get in. No, this ain't little league. Everybody ain't got to play 3 innings, and so I'm glad that they stopped it. Yes, they got Keaton to the outside. That's where the nice little outside runs, the little toss. That's what I love to see for him. They even got Rashawn Ali in there on a couple little passes out of the backfield. Great play calling. I give Monken the A on really how they just shaped the whole game plan.
and I love that they took the ball first because they like to defer, which most teams do.
Right.
But I think they were like, you know what? We're in Green Bay. It's a game that we really have to win. We got Tyler out here. Let's get the jitters out the way early. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let's go get, and they score. When they chose to get the ball, I just kept saying they gotta score. They gotta score.
Right.
I was just hoping for 3, and they ran it down their throats and scored 7.
And I think the thing, because the run game works so well, that helps Snoop out with the play action, and so that really eased the burden for him. And I think because Green Bay knew, hey, they're going to run the majority of their plays. They're going to come out here running, and they was not able to stop it, and it just really opened up those little 5-yard, 7-yard passes for Snoop, in which he excels in. And so, great job by the offense. Now on the defense, it was a it was a little touch and go for a minute. Malik Willis, who replaced Jordan Love, who was in concussion protocol, went 18 of 21 for a career high 288 yards, 1 touchdown in the air. And he also rushed for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Ravens DBs had no answer for the Packers receivers, with Nate Wiggins being constantly picked on throughout the game. Your boy Marlon Humphrey had a pick, and the Ravens recorded 2 sacks. I really thought this was a uneven defensive performance. They didn't want anything get over their head. And so they were willing to give up the 10-yard passes, to keep it in front of them. to give up the 7-yard passes to keep it in front of them because on that first drive, they went over Wiggins' head on like the first or second play. The touchdown on that first drive was a blown coverage, and Harbaugh, he just went ahead and just said they wasn't coached right. But Harbaugh don't care. Harbaugh trying to save his job. Harbaugh throwing everybody. Look, it wasn't coached right. Players weren't in the right place. I don't know what Zach doing. He ain't say that, but he basically said that. And so I think, I run wise, as a matter of fact, they didn't really run. I mean, I think that
No,
Malik Willis led them in rushing with the 60 yards. Jacobs, they didn't give him the ball at all, which I was very surprised at.
shut him down.
Yeah, he only had 4 carries for 3 yards. And so they basically were just throwing the ball. We did not have a lot of pass rush. We did kind of move him off his spot, but either he was making some good runs, talking about Malik Willis, or he was making some great throws that
Hmm.
really, and then those 2 touchdowns in which he ran. I mean, I don't know what Marlon was doing on the first one. He was not reading his keys, and he bit on the inside and he just ran around it. And then I think the second one, the same thing. And so still uneven. You don't want to see that out of your secondary, but what are your thoughts about what happened defensively?
Yeah, so let's give first of all, let's give Malik Willis credit. Um he's in his last year of his backup contract.
Yes.
The Arizona Cardinals, the Las Vegas Raiders, they could use a
Pittsburgh
quarterback,
Steelers,
and Malik Willis might just be that guy. If this was
Miami
uh,
Dolphins.
as good as Tyler Huntley looked, Tyler Huntley managed the game. Derrick Henry won the game. On the other side of that, Malik Willis took the game to the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, the boy played his ass off. But we already know that the Green Bay Packers' strength, although Josh Jacobs is a beast, he's a monster, all pro, he's a monster, but the Ravens can shut the run down. But we already know that there's so many different options that Green Bay has. You got your boy Romeo Dobbs, you got uh what is it, Reed, you got Reed, you got the rookie Golden, you got the deep threat, oh, what is his name?
Christian Walker,
Christian
the
Walker.
one
I mean,
that caught the
yeah,
touchdown.
yep. You got the deep threat. You got the tight end. Even though their number one tight end got hurt early in the season, you still got another tight end that they can. So they're going to throw the ball around. We aren't the best on pass blocking. I wasn't too mad.
Christian Watson, I apologize.
Christian Watson. I wasn't too mad at Wiggins getting lit up because he was playing off and they didn't want him to go back. Of course, it was a lot of yards and it got him closer to the touchdown. I wasn't too mad at that because I would rather him try to keep it in front. But you just had to play as best you can. Them shutting down the run. Even the commentator said they got to establish some sort of run here, and they never did,
Right.
which absolutely helped them. The turnovers that helped them. I the defense. If I had to rate them, I would give them like a C. They didn't quite play bend don't break because they kind of broke, but they did what they had to do to at least keep the Ravens in the game. The offense really won this game, but the defense was kind of just there. I was a little disappointed with that first touchdown where you had Roquan and you had why can't I remember names? You had our superstar Kyle Hamilton both looking at each other like who was supposed to guard this guy. It was like so it
They be
made me
killing me when they do that.
yeah, but it made me think that Zach Orr did implement something new this week. And they just didn't have a chance to really practice it and get into it. Or, it just made you think that because when you got your two best players, your two leaders of the defense looking at one another like who's supposed to, they know the defense back and forth. So it just made you think that there was something new implemented. So hopefully they won't have to do that against a Pittsburgh team. Pittsburgh doesn't have as many threats down the field. So
Yeah,
um,
but we like to turn chicken shit receivers into Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. And so hopefully that does not happen in the game on Sunday. But yeah, it's still the lack of the pass rush that
Yeah,
concerns me.
yeah, yeah. It
It's just the
concerns
lack
all
of
of
the
us.
pressure. I know Malik. He's played some games. He played well for them last year. He saved them a couple games last year when Jordan Love was injured, and he came in and helped them win, kept them in the playoffs and everything. But yeah, 288 yards. He basically accounted for all three of the Packers scores,
Hmm.
and we really, if he didn't go out with that shoulder, I don't know what would have happened towards the end of the game. He hurts his shoulder. His shoulder was hurt the week before against the Bears. Also, it looked like he had pulled a hammy on the second touchdown
Hmm.
run. And so I think we also got a break because they had to put the third quarterback in, and
This
he
got
came in
called
and
up from the
promptly,
practice squad.
right, he promptly fumbled when he came in, and
No, he
we
threw
able
the
to get.
interception.
Oh, he
Threw
threw
the
the
interception.
interception,
Yeah,
threw
yeah,
the interception, and we were able to go down the score and pretty much
yeah.
put it away. And so, yeah. So, but overall, good game. John Harbaugh, he delivered one of the wins that he needs, but there was another person that delivered something, man. Godson. God's son delivered for the home team. That's right, man. Come on, Calvin, get with me.
that, that's what Shador does. That's his
God's
thing.
son.
Is that
God's
his
son.
thing?
Is that that's his thing. It's God's son.
Shout out to Pilar wearing the Shador Nike gear on the sideline and looking at it. She might be crazy, but Pilar has always been one. That one boy. When Dion first got with her, hey man, shout out to Pilar Sanders.
No, we with Carucci right now.
He with Carucci.
Carucci changing his diapers right now. That's all we need to know.
Carucci all of it. Look, so you know the women.
Carucci rubbing that missing toe.
My wife was like, early in the week, my wife was like, is Dion really with Carucci? Because I seen them somewhere together. And as soon as they cut to him in the at the football game, she was like, yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
Godson, Shador Sanders, and the Cleveland Browns answered not only the prayers of the Baltimore Ravens team, but the fans as well with a 13-6 victory over the Steelers, which sets up a winner-take-all division game on Sunday night between the Ravens and the Steelers. This game is better known as the Hot Seat Bowl because there are two men that's on the hot seat for this game, the coaches, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Sanders threw for 186 yards, one touchdown, two interceptions. Aaron Rodgers, he threw for 168 yards. He did not throw any touchdowns. As a matter of fact, Steelers did not score, kicked two field goals. They missed the third. That could have made the game a little tighter. And the game basically came down to the Steelers being unable to score from the 6-yard line with three consecutive passes targeted at the Browns' best defensive back, Denzel Ward, which he was able to successfully defend. This loss sets up a marquee matchup between the Ravens and the Steelers for the AFC North and the fourth seed in the playoffs. And so let's talk about some of the keys to this Ravens Steelers game. First off, I got to ask this because, we got to discuss it. Do you play Lamar over Snoop? Got it?
Is
Because
this is
you
this
as
a
good as
serious
your last
question?
win. This is a
Is
serious question.
this a serious question? Like, is it?
Serious question. Hey, let's not forget 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people were saying let Lamar go. We can make it with Snoop. So
This is a serious question. Like
this is a very serious question.
I was gonna actually save this for my come on yo, but let's go let it out now. I wish that you Raven fans would stop being prisoners of the moment. Snoop had a very good game in Green Bay, but he was managing the game. He did not win the game. Derrick
Right.
Henry won the game.
Right.
You do not a healthy Lamar. You do not go into, and if you're a Ravens fan, you already know going into Pittsburgh, the final game of the season with a playoff berth, aka the division title on the line. You do not go in with without guns blazing. This is
Yeah.
a totally
You
different
need your best
animal
players on deck.
than anything that the Ravens have seen this season. Going into Pittsburgh is not for the meek of heart. And if you're a Baltimore Raven, it's definitely not for the Snoop Huntley will not have the same success that he did in Green Bay. Green Bay's defense statistically is better than Pittsburgh's defense. But have you all seen Pittsburgh when they play the Baltimore Ravens when something's actually on the
Turn
line?
into the
Have
70s Steelers. That means
exactly.
Joe
Have you
Green
all
is
been
playing.
there? Stop being prisoners of the moment. You
Mhm.
have to have a healthy Lamar Jackson there. Now, if Lamar Jackson is not healthy and he's still hurt and he's still tentative to run, then you might not have a choice. But if you have a choice, you have to play Lamar Jackson. I don't understand all these people. You see Snoop, oh, not only that, but he won the Chicago game. He won the Chicago game where Chicago wasn't the Bears that you see now.
Right. They're
Because
not the
I'm
Bears
I'm
we see.
almost certain he wouldn't win against
Yeah.
these
Because
Bears.
if it was the Bears we seeing now,
I don't, I don't think he would win that game.
no sir.
I
No
just
sir.
and I appreciate that we like it, Snoop Huntley, but come on, yo. Come on. See, you got me saying come on, yo, right now.
It's all right, it's an early come on, yo, and I'm
It's
with you.
I
But
just
we gotta
I
stop,
can't believe we are even. Shannon
bro.
Sharp even came out and said it. Are
We
you
gotta
serious?
we gotta bring it up because it's an energy that's growing around this. And no, we need our two-time MVP, should have been
Yes.
three-time
Should have
MVP
been
out
three
there.
times.
I agree with Harbaugh. If he's ready, he's starting. And so hopefully
Not
he's
even a
ready.
question. It's not even a
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
It's not something that
Shouldn't
you
even
got to
be a
sit up
thought.
and be like, well, I wonder if no, if he's healthy and ready to go,
Well,
you play Lamar Jackson.
tomorrow's going to be the day. Tomorrow's
Tomorrow's
going to
gonna be
let
the
us
day.
know. And so if he's not practicing tomorrow, it's going to look very iffy for Sunday.
Now, and
And so
I'm gonna
mhm.
be honest with you. Um, if we have to play Snoop Huntley in that game, I don't think the Ravens will be able to pull it out.
Wow.
I just I
Mhm.
and it's not because he won't be able to manage the game. They'll probably call the correct plays for him, but it's just something completely different. Let's even go to where we had Snoop Huntley playing in the playoff game, the wild card game against the Bengals. He was
Right.
rolling. One mistake. He
One
was
mistake
supposed to
cost us
go
the game.
low, and he tried to go high, and they knocked the ball out, and it won the game for the Bengals. It's just one of them where you have to have your superstar on the field. You have to have
Yeah.
him on the field.
Agree. 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 You think the Ravens going to be able to run the ball like they did last week?
Nah. Let me back up. I think they're going to be able to run the ball. I don't think Derrick Henry is running for over 200 yards. I doubt if the game plan is to even give it to him 30 something times. Now, it could be, but if you have Lamar Jackson on there, you don't want to give it to him 30 something times because, and another thing is, he's still older. It was a big load on him in Green Bay. You want to do that another week, and then if you win the game, you got to play a wild card game and you're going to run them again another third. You can't do that with an older guy like this. This is another reason why you need a Lamar Jackson in there to take some of that pressure off of him. I think they will be able to run. The Steelers will stack the box, but I think there'll be opportunity for Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, DeAndre Hopkins, guys that can catch some across the middle, short passes, Zay Flowers. I don't think the Ravens will be able to run as much, but I do think they'll be able to run as effectively.
They're going to have to run. They're going to have to do something to keep that rush at bay and flow through the play action. I mean, they're going to have problems to straight drop back. I mean, they had problems in the last game with Steelers edge rushers. They're saying they're not sure about T.J. Watt as a possibility that he might play. I mean, not that he wreaked havoc the last game and all, but 56 on that team. He had a great Highsmith, I believe it is. He had a great game against the Browns. He had a great game against the Ravens as well. We're really going to have to just interior linemen, center, guards. We're going to need that push up the middle to move that ball. And, we just can't get away from the run. And I would like to see, 60-40. you know, run pass type of ratio, really.
Yeah,
Because if
yeah,
they're
I
successful on
definitely
the
take that.
ground, then uh, I think about last year's division playoff game, or well, actually, it was a wild card game in Baltimore against Pittsburgh. And I mean, they had drives like 12, 13, 14 play drives where they had one drive where they just ran the ball every play, and Steelers were not able to do anything with it. And so, if they could get to that level, that would be great. Um, One of the things that concerns me, though, Calvin, is our pass defense. I know that DK Metcalf is not there. He's the majority of their receptions with Aaron Rodgers, but we just have not seemed to be able to lock down any receivers this season. And not that Rodgers is Rodgers of old. We don't get to the quarterback a lot. He's a guy that has a quick release. If there's a thing that concerns me on the defensive side, it's that. What concerns you in terms of this game? In terms of, you already said if Lamar doesn't play, you're concerned about that. But is there anything else that concerns you about this game?
Yeah, yeah. The Baltimore Ravens, and maybe it's just me, but we have a history of coming off of a huge victory the way we wanted to do and then start getting cute. I'm just concerned that they'll go back to being cute again, getting out here in Pittsburgh, possibly getting a lead, which we like to do, getting cute and giving up the lead. It just continue to make the correct play calls. The Even if they're the obvious play call, if the other team, if Pittsburgh isn't stopping them, then continue to run the same plays. And if Lamar does play, which we're hoping he does, scale it back like you did with Tyler Huntley. Let Lamar run some of those plays. Like, it doesn't always have to be the RPO. It doesn't always have to be that. Run Derrick Henry, then run Lamar Jackson. Throw some short passes to Mark Andrews. I mean, if you notice, Huntley came out, his first play was to Mark Andrews. The first pass
Right,
was to Mark Andrews.
right.
Like, let's simplify it for Lamar. Especially if he's hurt. Also, talk to Lamar, because if he is healthy, which he did look healthy in the Patriots game, if you recall, before he got that
Hmm.
knee to the back,
You
he
did.
was running some lanes. He was getting in there. And if he still has these legs, let's do. I fully expect the Ravens to win this game pretty easily if we do everything we're supposed to do. Them not having DK is huge. Even if they have TJ Watt, he has a lung issue. I doubt if he plays Sunday night in that cold weather. I doubt if he can manage to play most of the snaps. I fully expect the Ravens to go in there and win the game pretty easily. Not necessarily dominate the game, but I just don't think the firepower they have that Steelers have on offense. They still have Tyler Warren and they still have Gainwell, who are their two best players now on offense,
Right.
but they're coming out the backfield. You know what I mean? Like, we
Fire
do
move.
well.
Hmm.
Yeah, we do well stopping. They don't even have their big boy, their big tight end that they like to throw
Yeah,
to
broke
on
his arm.
third down.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Washington. Hmm.
I mean, I say that, but we know how the Ravens get, and that's what
Yeah.
concerns me.
I
That's
was
what
trying to
concerns
call
me.
in a bomb threat to Lambeau when we were up. It looked like they were trying to make a little comeback. I was like, let me find a number for Lambeau Field and see if I can call in anonymously, see if they would just stop the game, period. Man, does this outcome of this game determine if Harbaugh or Tomlin keep their jobs? Because that's pretty much been the talk. It was a great article in the Ringer about reasons why you should or should not fire Mike Tomlin. If you ever get an opportunity, read it. Great article, and they raise a lot of points about him winning, but him only winning 9 to 10 games, him getting the best out of players, but he loses to bad teams. He's not able to get the team to go far. He doesn't have a good coaching tree. All of those particular things, and you could probably say the same thing about John Harbaugh as well. Although John Harbaugh has had a grip of coach is going to be
Yeah, he
head
has a good
coaches. As a
coaching
matter of
tree.
fact,
Yeah.
the guy's probably going to be coach of the year this year. Has his team fighting for the number one seed on Saturday
Hmm.
with the Seahawks, and so in a Niners game. Do you think the outcome of this game, if the Steelers lose, do you think Tomlin's gone, or if the Ravens lose, do you think Harbaugh's gone?
Well, let me start at home. So it's really difficult to say. It's like it just feels like John has so many lives around here, and they give him so much grace when he does something. I firmly believe after that Patriots game, he should have been gone, but because there was still an ounce of hope that we could make the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs, they had to keep him there. And now look where we are. Um, if he loses the game, he can be credited with, hey, after a bad performance, he pulled them up by their bootstraps and he got them to a meaningful week 18 game. Like I it's so
Yeah,
difficult to say. All of us thinks that he should be gone. Um, it's just hard to say. Now, if it's a choice between him or Lamar Jackson, then I'll see you later, John. That's how I feel. Going on the other side of the field to Mike Tomlin, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, which is
right. That's one
amazing.
of the things that's in his
Um,
favor. Never had to lose a season.
but he has also had the killer bees, Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Ben Roethlisberger, and they didn't win anything.
Yeah,
They've been ousted the first round of the playoffs for what, the past
yeah,
7 years.
they
Uh,
haven't won a first. They haven't run a playoff game since 2017.
yeah, man, it's just it's I I think I the Roonies are just like Bashadi. They're loyal to a fault. It's the expectations of the two organizations. The expectation is Super Bowl. Why the expectation for both organizations is Super Bowl is kind of beyond me because neither one of us have even been to a Super Bowl in so long. But on
Sure,
our side, when you got a Lamar Jackson, that has to be the expectation. For Pittsburgh, I guess because they love to hang on those, we got
it's
six
history.
rings. Yeah, we got
Hmm.
6 rings back in the 20s,
Yeah,
30s, and 40s.
they're the Yankees of the football, the NFL.
But
Everybody thinks the Yankees think they should win every year.
yeah, exactly. It's difficult. I do think that I'll be honest. I would have looked at it the other way a couple weeks ago, but I think this week, I think that Tomlin's seat is much hotter than John's. I think Tomlin has to win to save his job. I don't know if John has to win to save his job.
Okay. Um, yeah, they just don't seem like organizations that would that let coaches go. They don't. And you know, um, I think I said it last week. It depends on what happens in this game. If it's a total breakdown, blowout, then to me, I don't care if they win. I really think you should move on from Harbaugh anyway. To me, it's time. And it might be the same thing for the Steelers, but I think what's really handicapped the Steelers also is because they've just been cheap. They really have not developed a quarterback. They haven't drafted and developed a quarterback. They haven't really had any impact players in the last several years, but this coach has gotten you in playoff position despite the fact that you guys didn't draft and develop a quarterback. Your best players were headaches that eventually you let go, but he still kept winning. He's taken players on other teams that were not that good, made them good on your team. And so it's kind of like, what has he really he's done what he can do with what you've given him. And
That's a great point.
yeah, so we'll see. Hey man, there was a hit piece that came out last week after the Ravens lost to the Patriots. Most national pundits were calling for John Harbaugh's job after his decision not to have Derrick Henry on the field for the remaining 12 minutes of the game. But later on that week, Baltimore Sun Ravens beat writer Mike Preston released an article questioning the work ethic of Lamar Jackson and raising the question of should the Ravens trade Lamar after the season and cut their losses. And so, among a couple of things that were raised in this article was the Ravens shouldn't offer Lamar an extension because of the injuries he suffered this season. Jackson needs to improve his conditioning and diet. Uh, uh, Preston insinuated that Lamar plays video games late into the night and then falls asleep in meetings. And also, there is some beef between Jackson and Harbaugh because Harbaugh's tired of him. This is what the article said. Basically, Preston said he's a overgrown kid in an adult body, and that the Raven should draft a quarterback in the early rounds of next year's draft. And so there's been a lot of conspiracy theory around about this story dropping and the timing of it. Do you think this was a hit piece supplied by the Ravens brass to change the narrative on Lamar? And it's, I'm not too much of a conspiracy theory guy, but I know you don't stay 17, 18 years with the franchise without having friends above you, without, having friends within the organization that are going to watch your back. And I'm talking about John Harbaugh in this instance. I don't know, if they planted that story, if they gave Preston that story, but I do find it strange that, all of a sudden, this question of, we've never heard him in the 8 years that he's been with the Ravens that he was falling asleep in meetings, that anything about his conditioning and diet. We know that, he's had tweaks here, tweaks there, but he's a running quarterback. And that's what happens with running quarterbacks in the league. This is the guy that ordered the management to take the toys out of the locker room, take the ping pong table and the foosball and all this other stuff out of the locker room because it's a distraction. A person that we've only heard has a strong work ethic. All of a sudden, he doesn't have a strong work ethic. And so, what were your thoughts about this in terms of the timing of it?
I think I find a way to drop this line every week for something or another. So let me go ahead and drop it now. First off, fuck Mike Preston. Let's start there.
We're at the F portion of the program, everyone.
This is the same guy that tried to run Ray Lewis out of town also.
Yes, same thing.
It's really interesting how you said
Ed Reed.
And Ed Reed. And Ed Reed. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a hand in running Eddie Murray out of town.
Right.
I don't think he was around.
No, that was John Stedman.
I
think that was John Stedman back in the day.
But it's interesting that you mentioned that you don't get to keep your job that long being pretty mediocre.
Right, pretty much,
without having friends up in higher places that are able to look out for you. And the media is such a big deal. Let me remind everyone that one of John Harbaugh's friends is the king of media unrelations and Donald Trump. If the media is saying what you want them to say, then there's no problem with it. Have we heard Harbaugh come out against this Preston article at all?
Yes, he did. They had something in Yahoo. He said this has never happened. Okay. This is I've never seen this happen. This has never happened.
So he said everything short of fake news. It's just interesting how and I think we've all seen the clip of Marcus Spears. None of this was a problem when y'all were winning. Right. None of this was a problem.
Didn't hear anything about this the last 2 seasons.
None of it. Let me just say this. If he's falling asleep in meetings, that has to be addressed. But again, I think we would have heard something about that. Maybe there was a meeting where he might have dozed off. Maybe there was a meeting.
Yeah, you sitting in the dark, it happens.
It happens to me. All of us. Maybe. So then you take that and say he's falling asleep in meetings. He likes to stay up late to play video games. At least he ain't out at the club at 2:00 in the morning. At least he's in the house,
in the air,
ordering DoorDash.
People down the street 100 miles per hour.
I mean,
what do y'all want?
and he's still young. So what if he's in the house playing too? He up into this year, he still came out and performed like Lamar Jackson's supposed to perform. Because he's getting older, one of the jobs of coaching and management is to save the employees from themselves. So if you see things like that happening, what you need to now start doing is invest in a dietitian, eh, uh, just for him. Invest in a trainer just for him, to let him know, hey, you getting older. We're gonna have to start tweaking and changing some things. What you did at 25, you don't
Right.
want to start
Like I
doing at
said, you can't be eating
29.
that cheesesteak
Yeah,
at 12
we're
o'clock at
gonna
night
have to
no more.
start breaking some of them habits. I know you like to play video games till 2 o'clock in the morning, but you might want to just schedule it on certain days. We
Right.
can't
Yeah. Good.
do it
You gotta
every
get your
day.
rest, homie.
And
Yeah.
and the Mike Preston piece probably wouldn't have pissed me off until he called him an overgrown kid in an adult's body. That's a shot. So if you don't think it's a hit piece, you don't
Right.
talk about someone like that unless you are taking a direct shot at them. It's
Right.
one thing to report what you think you've heard and say, hey, he's just got to do better. But you actually insulted this man. That's some bullshit.
Yeah. And he
If
said,
Lamar was a rapper,
mhm,
his crew would have been up there beating Mike Preston's ass.
there've been some bullet shot. He said this thing, well, Lamar should take a discount so the team can go out and sign. No, he shouldn't.
No, he should not.
This was the market, and they had to pay him the market because they know he's the best player on the team. It is the organization's responsibility to draft and develop players and to sign the players that you need to support your assets. And they did not on the offensive line. You let go a grip of offensive linemen because you had a quarterback who can evade the rush. But this season, it has not worked as well. It finally caught up to him, these injuries. We forget that 21 and 22, he was injured. He didn't finish the season those two
Didn't finish
seasons.
the season.
Didn't finish the season. Then he comes back. You pay him the money. 23, he has a great year. 24, he has a great year. He doesn't have any injuries, but you're still not developing the linemen that you're letting go who were there that's the job of Eric DeCosta and his scouts to go out and find the players. And so I think we're putting too much on Lamar to save the organization from itself. You said that earlier. Why does he have to save them from themselves? You guys need to make better decisions on your salary cap and finding players.
And
That's what you
and
got to do. And that's not Lamar's responsibility.
And you know what? Maybe Lamar did remove all of those foosball tables and games from the practice squad, from the facility, because the guys were practicing there and going to Lamar's house at 3 o'clock in the morning and beating him in the video games.
Right.
And Lamar was like, fuck that. All that shit coming out. Y'all either gonna
Right.
play at home and then come see me. Y'all not gonna be playing, practicing on
Get these
one winning
PS5s out
drive.
of here. Get these PS5s out of here.
Yeah, man, I'm so disappointed. Um, in not necessarily Mike Preston, because you can kind of expect that from his ass. This is the same guy that the Ravens can score 45 points in a game, and he'll give the offense a B minus
Right.
because maybe they didn't pass the ball to his liking. Like, man, fuck Mike Preston. But I'm more disappointed in the Baltimore fans. It's just like when um Trump got elected and we started seeing people for their true colors. Now the
Mhm.
Lamar haters that kind of hid themselves because Lamar signed that big contract and became MVP and then had a record-breaking year last year. Now that he's hurt, so here they come again. Oh, he wasn't that good anyway. They should trade him. They could do better without. And I'm sure with the Tyler Huntley plan pretty well last week. That we could get Tyler Huntley as our backup. Remember, he was supposed to be
Right.
the backup before when
Right.
he was supposed to be the guy. We can get in the same place with him. Lamar has never done anything for the Raiders. Get the fuck out of here. It just disappoints me. And then the media to run with this stuff. I mean, you expect them to do that, but it's like you're looking for something in this guy that hasn't shown you anything to take a stab at him. You still mad at him because he don't have an agent? He still got the money that he wanted. I still see articles about that. The NFL is still upset that Lamar doesn't have an agent. Now that he doesn't have an agent, it's going to hurt that the Ravens have got to negotiate to extend him these 3 years
Right.
to help lessen that money. It's going to hurt who? It ain't going to hurt Lamar. Who's it going to hurt?
Right.
It's the Ravens knew this was coming, and that's another thing. The team knows these things are coming. Just because you wait until what you deem is the right time or whatever it is, doesn't mean that it's Lamar's fault. It means that you just got to get better people to negotiate with him. It's not
There you
Lamar's
go.
fault. Like
Right.
we've all talked about this. We're player guys. I'm
Mhm.
all for the players getting as much money as they can. I was a big advocate. The season Lamar was playing before he got his contract, I was like, if I'm Lamar Jackson, I would not take another snap for the Baltimore Ravens until you get my money right. And I'm a Ravens fan, but I'm
Right.
big on that. Get your money because they will throw you away in a heartbeat. I'm so and case in point, look at what the city is doing to him now. Even Ravens fans are out here. Oh, yeah, well, he gonna ask for so much money. The discount? Are you asking Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, anybody asking them to take a discount? Because they have
No.
nobody on defense and nobody on the offensive line. Are we asking them to take a discount?
No.
We
No.
asking Josh Allen to take a discount so he can get
No.
some receivers?
No.
We just Lamar, right? Did we
Just
ask
Lamar.
Patrick Mahomes to take a discount
No.
so he could get some receivers?
No.
Just Lamar.
Just
Oh,
Lamar.
because Tom Brady took it. Did Peyton Manning take a discount?
No.
I mean, it's anyway. It's ridiculous.
Right. Um, and we kind of already said this. We believe that the Ravens should, if it came down to a choice of Lamar or Harbaugh, it's Lamar all day. See you later, John Harbaugh. Just want to share this with you quickly, and then we go ahead and get into Pigskin Pick'em. Since winning the Super Bowl in 2012, Harbaugh coached teams are 49-56 in games not started by Lamar Jackson. They are 75-27 in games Lamar Jackson starts and finishes. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. If you're making a decision, and I got into some with some guy on TikTok about this, yeah, they should go and trade him. And I was like, this is not Madden.
It's not Madden.
This is
people.
not Madden. You do not just trade people to trade people. This is a franchise quarterback. There are teams that are dying for a franchise quarterback that don't have one. And you just don't give him away because it's he's nicked up a little bit, or these little phony fake things that are brought up in this article. You don't do that, and the record just shows that you don't do that.
And remember, all these teams had their chances, but they decided to collude
Right.
with the Ravens and the NFL during contract negotiations and not make a move on them. So you already you missed your chance. You
There
missed
you
your
go.
chance.
Well, let's collude on this pigskin pick'em, y'all. Hey, man, me and Calvin split last week. We split last week. I picked the Vikings over the Lions. He picked the Texans over the Chargers. And he picked the upset special, the Browns over the Steelers. I didn't have any faith in that. He did have faith in it. All week he was taking some barrage from the text group about Calvin, give it up, Calvin, give it up. But he kept the faith and they won. And the Niners, I picked the Niners over the Bears in a very close game that came down to the last drive. And so right now I'm up 35-27 going into the final week of the season. I'm not going to pull out the championship belt yet. We're going to let him go ahead and get his little picks in and stuff.
How many you up?
I'm up 8.
All right, so I got to pick at least 8 to tie,
You
eight
ain't gonna
different
pick.
games
Ain't
to
no
tie.
8 winners in this week. Ain't no 8 winners in this week.
I don't know.
All
Some of these
right,
teams are out of it.
man. All right, Saturday night we
You
got
you
the
got to pick first so I can see which ones I want to
okay.
go against.
Saturday night, in a battle for the NFC South, the Panthers, they are down in Tampa to take on the Bucks. Um, Panthers need this win. I know the scenario with the Falcons, if the Falcons win two or what have you, but I'm going to take the Panthers. Like I said, the Bucks, they came into Miami and lost that game last week. The Bucks have been done for a couple weeks, and I really think they're done. So I'm going to go with the Panthers on this one. Who you take?
Bucks.
Bucks. All right.
We're not doing a whole lot of commentary about this shit today. We gonna get it. We gonna get
All
it.
right. In the battle for the number one seed in the NFC, the night game on Saturday is the Seahawks. They go up to Santa Clara to take on the Niners. Niners are hot. I'm going to stay with the Niners.
Seahawks.
All right. He said he gonna take the different one, y'all. All right. Saints. They head to Atlanta to battle the Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons on this one. Falcons been playing well.
Actually, I would have taken the Saints anyway on this. Saints have been playing well too.
You gonna take the
Saints.
Saints?
Yeah.
All right. All right, the Browns, they head to Cincinnati in the whatsoever bowl. I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bengals. I can't.
You can't do it.
Can't do
You can't do it 2 weeks in a row.
They shouldn't have won. They shouldn't have won
They
Sunday.
should have won. That was the worst game to watch. I'm just like, this team is horrible. They're horrible. The Packers, they head up to Minnesota to take on the Vikes. Packers, they're in, and so they don't really have anything to worry about. But who you taking?
No, you gotta pick first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking the Pack. I think the Vikings, they barely scored any touchdowns when they beat the Lions. I know that the defensive coordinator's been doing a great job there, but I'm taking the Packers. I think Jordan Love's probably going to play that game.
Yeah,
They need that game.
So I think they're gonna rest people. But I can't take the Vikings because I think even though the Vikings beat the Lions, the Vikings are playing their third string. I don't even know if McCarthy's going to play, and he's not even that good. I'm gonna stick with the Packers.
All right, he's taking the Pack. All right, Cowboys head up to East Rutherford to take on the Giants. I'm taking the Cowboys.
I'll take the Cowboys also.
All right, taking the Cowboys as well. The Titans are taking on the Jags. I don't know if what's his face is starting quarterback for the Jags, but they really, I think they're set as well. Well, actually, they're battling. They need this game to take the AFC South, and so I'm gonna take the Jags.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags as well.
Okay, all right. The Colts, poor Colts. No, poor Colts. They're taking on the Texans. Your
man.
boy is not starting. They're going to go ahead and start the backup.
Yeah, you got to take
Houston. Not starting.
You taking the Texans?
I'm taking the Texans as well.
I'm taking the Texans.
Taking the Texans. The Jets, they're taking on the Bills. Bills are going to try to run up the score because they need payback of what just happened in this loss last week to the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills.
All right. Lions and Bears. This is going to be a good game. Lions go up to Chicago. It's going to be cold. I'm going to take the Bears. No, you know what? I'm going to take the upset. I'm going to take the Lions.
Good, because I'm going to take the Bears.
All right. You can have the Bears. All right. I'll take the Lions on this one. Chargers, Broncos. Chargers need this. Broncos at home. I'm going to take the Broncos.
I'll take the Chargers.
All right. Let me get that down. It's going to take the Chargers. Chiefs, Raiders, and the Nobody Cares Bowl. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Raiders are just horrible.
Yeah, the Raiders are pretty bad. Geno Smith is just...
Yeah, that team's just bad. I don't think they're playing. Well, you know, they already sent the defensive lineman home. They're not playing the tight end. They're basically tanking.
Brock Bowers is out. I'm going to take the Chiefs. I forgot they were tanking too. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they're tanking. The Cardinals, Little Man is not playing. He's done for the rest of the season, but they go to LA to play the Rams. Rams should have won that game last night. They didn't. I'm taking the Rams.
Taking the Rams.
All right. Yeah, Jacoby, he's had a good little statistical season, but that team's terrible. Dolphins, they head up to New England to take on the Patriots. Patriots are going to try to run up the score. I'm going to take the Pats.
Patriots.
All right. And of course, we both take the home team over the Steelers.
I'm taking the Steelers.
Are you really?
Yeah, I told you a few weeks ago I'm not picking against the I'm not picking the Ravens again. And it's worked. And it's worked.
It's worked. Okay. All right.
Taking the
So
Steelers.
uh we split on Bucks
We ain't got a
Panthers.
Monday night game.
No Monday night game.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, keep going because I'm gonna have to pick two more. I need two
All
more of
right.
these.
We split on Panthers Bucks. I'm taking the Panthers. Calvin's taking the Bucks. We split on Niners Seahawks. I'm taking the Niners. Calvin's taking the Seahawks. We split on Saints Falcons. I'm taking the Falcons. Calvin's taking the Saints. We both take Bengals over Browns, Packers over Vikings, Cowboys over Giants, Jags over Titans, Texans.
Let's back up.
Uh-huh.
Give me the Giants over the Cowboys.
All right. Let me go ahead and give you that. Let me switch that.
And who was before that?
Packers,
the-
Vikings.
Who are the Titans playing?
Titans are playing the Jags.
Nah, keep going.
All right, we both take Texans over Colts, Jags over Titans, Bills over Jets. We split on Bears, Lions. You're taking Bears. I'm taking Lions. We split on Chargers, Broncos. You're taking Chargers. I'm taking Broncos. We both took Chiefs over Raiders, Rams over Cardinals, Patriots over Dolphins, and you're taking Steelers. I'm taking Ravens.
Let me back up. I need 1, 2, 3. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually need two more because
you going for the win?
well, yeah, but I don't have faith in this Steelers pit. I'm just doing it for, recent tradition.
Okay.
Who did we say? Oh, I took the Giants over the Cowboys.
Yes. You
I'm
got
gonna take
Giants
the Titans over the Jags.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And I need one more. I'll just keep it at that.
Okay.
I'll fuck around and lose by one or lose in the final tally. I'll be down 17.
Oh God. All right. That's it. All right, yo. We're at the point of the show that everybody loves. Come on, yo. I'll go first. Come on, yo. I didn't really have a super strong come on, yo. I just want to say that it's just been a great year. So I don't know how many people realize how sometimes it's difficult for us to do the show because we have lives. I mean, we're doing this because we like to talk sports and everything like that. And we just like to talk stuff. And I think as we get into next year, we're probably going to start talking some movies and shows a little bit like we used to in the past. We need to get back to that too. Got to expand and stuff. And so hopefully we'll be able to get back to that. But something that started with in COVID, looking at a documentary, the Michael Jordan documentary, the Chicago Bulls documentary, and expanding from there and stuff, and having some followers, and now we're doing YouTube, and we're all on your social media platforms and all that stuff. There's some days that we got to go out with the spouses, or we got to we got to take care of children, or we got emergencies and all of those things. And so I just want to say, come on, yo, to my partner, man. He brings it every time we get together and we have these talks. Just like on the text line, how he airs me out on the text line. Sometimes he tries to air me out here, and so these are just regular conversations. It's nothing made up. These are like the regular conversations that we always have, and so it's just been enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to 2026. We're both Capricorns next week. Our birthdays, mine is on Sunday. I'll be 59. How are you going to be on? Is it Wednesday?
Tuesday. I will be 54.
Wow. So, we're not no spring chickens. And so, we enjoy this and stuff. If you watch this, man, and you want to be a part of what we're doing and stuff, hit us up. Let us know in the comments and all that stuff. But we appreciate you, audience. We appreciate the comments people have and stuff like that. And looking forward to doing this a little bit more.
Hey man, appreciate it, and I feel the same way, man. We gotta do it more, and yeah, this is
Mhm.
good. Started COVID. Garland
Yeah,
had the idea we were going to talk about the Jordan documentary, and
Last
it
Dance.
just sprung up from there, man. And we've been rolling ever since.
Yeah, we were
Sheesh.
doing verses. We used to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. We were having like 20, 30 people on a Zoom doing verses and stuff like that.
We did.
Yeah,
Talking about
man.
the Shy,
Yeah.
Insecure. We
Yes.
talking about all these
We talk
shows,
about
man.
all these shows and
We
stuff.
remember Lovecraft Country. We did
Lovecraft Country.
the last minute, and I was trying to broadcast it through the thing. You thought we was gonna get locked up by the FCC.
Right. Right.
We did the emergency podcast after Will
Yeah.
Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. We did
Right.
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Man, we was doing it, man.
We,
So
we gotta get back to that.
we gotta get back to it. So we're gonna try to get back to it, bring a little bit more diversity. But talking sports is fun.
Let me do my come on yo in Garland fashion, because just like Garland said, I like to air them out. Oh, they about to get aired out today. Let me do it in my Garland fashion. This how
Okay.
Garland do our topics. Let me read from my notes. Garland, in a move that likens to the movie Juice, the crew got to talking about games, and and Calvin DJ Q thought that the Ravens could still make the playoffs. But Bishop, played by Jay, after I was going through the motions saying, hey, well, the Packers, they don't have their starting quarterback. They don't have Micah Parsons.
Right.
The Ravens can win this game. What I heard was, let it go, Calvin. Then, when I told Garland, aka Steel, hey man,
Steel.
hey man, the Browns can beat the Steelers. This might be a Steelers trap game. They don't have DK. They might not have TJ Watt, and this was a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
They can win this game. Yes. Here go Garland. Man, you know damn well the Browns ain't beating the Steelers. Yes. What you think, Shador, yes. Godson? You think he can beat the Steelers? You know he can't beat the Steelers. Well, lo and behold, the Ravens won and the Browns won, and the Ravens are playing a meaningful game with a chance to win the AFC North title. And I just want to say to my crew, especially Steel Garland and Bishop J, come on, yo. Y'all gonna start respecting my predictions. Cause more times than not, I am right. Y'all tried to play me, yo. Jay, you tried to play me up until 5 minutes before the game.
He did.
Let it go, Calvin.
Let it go, Calvin.
Let it go, Calvin. But wait, it gets better. It gets better. Then when the Ravens are winning, here go Jay. Oh, yeah, this is a good win. I was like, let it go, Jay. Let it go. I ain't trying to hear that. No. Yo, I wish y'all was on the tech. They was killing me, yo. They was killing me.
They were.
We
were.
And then after the Ravens won, I'm still like, yo, the Browns can win. But still is there like, no.
Why I gotta be still?
Raheem,
do I have on that checkered jumpsuit?
Raheem is Jason. And Raheem was even over there. You know, Raheem be like, we can't win with Lamar. That's a whole
Right.
nother. That's a whole nother. Come on, yo. We gonna get to you, Raheem. We gonna get to you. We gonna get to you, Raheem, with another story. But come on, yo. They tried to play me, yo. They tried. Now the Ravens. Now they all. This is what they talk about now. Anybody going to Pittsburgh to see the game? Oh no! No!
They're talking ticket prices.
They tried to make plays to go to Pittsburgh, y'all. Come on, yo. Y'all tried to play me. But I told y'all what was going to happen. And y'all ain't want to hear. Come on, yo. Start listening to your boy.
We acting like we even had that conversation. Yup.
That's how it all happened, y'all.
Bones and some change, yo.
Just the way I said it. We had a couple character changes in the middle where when Jay he turned into Bishop and he closed his locker, I looked at him and was like, I'm the one you need to be worried about.
Right.
That's my line. You know what? Because I don't give a fuck. Because I ain't shit. And as soon as I feel like you ain't shit, pow. Because I'm the one y'all need to be worried about. Yeah, that's my lie, yo. That's my lie.
I don't care about you. I don't care about Steel. Damn sure don't care about myself.
Because I ain't shit. Yo. Hey, man.
Yeah.
We won't be able to record before the New Year's out, so we hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and have a happy New Year coming up. We will be back strong, 2026 next Tuesday.
We'll be back
my
next
birthday.
week. Yeah, so
that's
it might not
that's
be on
usually
Tuesday, but
it might be on Wednesday or something like that.
Yeah,
so
and we'll see how we're feeling. We're gonna be seeing how we be feeling next week.
Might have to drop an emergency podcast entitled Fire Hardball.
Right.
Might have to do
special broadcast.
Hey, if we
you have been listening
Hardball,
to
take
B.I.G.
with
show.
His ass, cause
this show was produced and written by Calvin Coates and Garland Thomas for All Things Black
I
Production.
want Brian Flores.
Follow us on all of your podcast media platforms.
Y'all don't want Brian Flores. Don't let me get a whole nother movie about y'all. I might call this The Why, because y'all be doubting me and
Jim
shit.
Schwartz.
I'm gonna have Brian Flores be Omar.
Oh my Lord.
Later, man. Hey, happy
right,
New Year, bro.
Same to you.